The Secret of the Hidden Scrolls, Book 1, The Beginning, Chapter 12, The Rest of the Story. Peter woke to find Michael sitting across from him. "What are you doing here?" asked Peter. "Is something wrong?" Mary slowly sat up and rubbed her eyes. "Not that I know of," said Michael, "but there will be if you don't translate that scroll today." "I almost forgot," said Peter. "Time passed so quickly," said Mary. "I don't want to leave yet." Peter stood and walked a few steps away. He missed the rest of his family, but he also wanted to stay and explore God's beautiful creation. "The time has come," said Michael. "Why is it so quiet?" asked Mary. "It's the seventh day," said Michael. "God is taking the day to rest." "I didn't think God got tired," said Peter. "He doesn't," said Michael, "but rest is a good thing. Now you need to solve the scroll before it's too late." Michael stood and spread his wings. "Goodbye," said Mary. "Will we ever see you again?" asked Peter. "I believe you will," said Michael. Hank barked as Michael flew higher than they could see. They were alone again, and it was up to them to get back home. Peter worried they wouldn't be able to solve the last word. He unrolled the scroll and sat down to figure it out. "God created," said Peter. "We already solved that part," said Mary. "I know," Peter rolled his eyes again. "I'm just thinking out loud. Maybe if we start listing all the things God created, we'll find the answer," said Mary. Peter had to admit it was a good idea. "God created light," said Mary. "Nothing happened to the scroll." "God created land," said Peter. "Nothing happened to the scroll." "God created trees, grass, flowers, plants, fruits, and vegetables," said Mary. "Nothing happened to the scroll." "God created birds, fish, animals, lizards, bugs, elephants, and rhinos," said Peter. "Nothing happened to the scroll." "God created man and woman," said Mary. Still, nothing happened to the scroll. Peter gave a big sigh. "I give up. This could take forever because God created everything." The scroll shook. The last word glowed, and Peter watched it take shape. The word was everything. A smile broke out on Peter's face from ear to ear. "You did it, Peter," Mary started dancing. "You solved the secret of the scroll. God created everything." "I knew it the whole time," Peter grinned at her. "I was just trying to give you a chance." "Sure you were," said Mary. "What happens now? How do we get home?" "I don't know." He was out of ideas. Peter rolled up the scroll. Suddenly, the scroll shook. The red wax seal fell off the scroll and landed on the ground. As Peter bent to pick up the broken seal, it melted and transformed into something round and gold. "A medallion," Mary said. "A what?" Peter said. But he didn't wait for her answer because he noticed something. There was a tree on it, just like on the red wax seal. What was that about? Peter didn't have time to wonder for very long. The ground began to shake. The tree swayed. Hank barked and everything spun all around them. When the spinning stopped, they were standing in the middle of the library. Everything was just as it should be. Great Uncle Solomon opened the door and ran in. His hair was sticking out in every direction and his eyes were bulging from his glasses. "What happened?" Great Uncle Solomon asked. "A loud noise woke me." "I'm sorry," said Mary, "and I'm sorry we were gone so long." "What are you talking about? You just went to bed an hour ago." "That's strange," said Peter. "I thought we were gone for 7 days." "What do you mean?" Great Uncle Solomon asked. "What happened?" "Something amazing." Peter held out the gold medallion inscribed with the shape of the tree. "Where did you get that?" asked Great Uncle Solomon. Mary shrugged. "Never mind, you probably won't believe us." "You never know," said Great Uncle Solomon. "Tell me." Peter unrolled the scroll and read the secret. God created everything. Then he told Great Uncle Solomon about all the amazing things they had seen. He told him about the creation, the elephants, and Michael the angel. Mary told him about the man and the woman. She told him how the snake tried to stop them and tried to take the scroll. "I can't believe it," said Great Uncle Solomon. "I knew you wouldn't believe us," said Mary. "No, I mean, I can't believe it's true." Great Uncle Solomon threw his arms in the air as if he had scored a touchdown. "I'm not crazy. The legend of the hidden scrolls is true, and you are the chosen ones." Peter gave Mary a high five. It felt good to be the chosen ones. "Don't get too excited," said Great Uncle Solomon. "Being the chosen one comes with a lot of responsibility, and there's much to learn, but we'll talk about that later." Peter's shoulder sagged. "I just wish the story didn't end." "It was so perfect in the garden," said Mary. "All the creatures and the man and the woman were so happy." "That's not how the story ends," said Great Uncle Solomon. "What happened next?" Peter's shoulders straightened again. Great Uncle Solomon sat down in a leather chair with his big red Bible. Peter and Mary sat on the soft round rug in front of him. Hank curled up beside them. "The story of creation is found in the book of Genesis, chapters 1 through 3, said Great Uncle Solomon. He told them how the snake tricked the woman and the man into eating the forbidden fruit, and how the man and the woman broke the one rule that God gave them. And then he explained that all of creation started to die. "That's such a sad ending," said Mary. For once, Peter had to agree with her. "That's not the end," said Great Uncle Solomon. He told Peter and Mary that God still loved the man and the woman, and that even though he kicked them out of the Garden of Eden and put angels in place to keep them out, God provided for their needs. Even though Satan and sin had entered the world, God would forgive and fix everything someday. Peter smiled. "I can't wait to find out how God does it." "You will," said Great Uncle Solomon. "Just be patient." "Can't you tell us now?" said Mary. "No, you're going to have to find out on your own," said Great Uncle Solomon. "Now go get some rest." "But I'm not tired," said Peter. "Go to bed," said Great Uncle Solomon. Rest is a good thing. Peter smiled. He remembered Michael saying the same thing. He went to his room and climbed into bed with Hank curled up at his feet. You keep watch, Hank, and you wake me if there's a lion's roar. Next time, he would know exactly what to do. Next time.